How's it going, guys? My name is Alex.
Good evening.
And welcome to a video. I'll be talking about the ways you can build a team, how to choose a formation, how to choose a manager, how to choose a playstyle that fits you, and basically how to win games and how to feel good about this game, because this game gives a lot of stress to people. It's not really casual, it's not really easy for those who are just starting. If you're enjoying this video, if you find this useful, drop a like on this one and share it maybe with your friends. So before you even start building a team, like imagine you're given some free players, you were packing some players, you bought a player because you like him, like Kevin De Bruyne or Leo Messi or Neymar or whatever. So you sign a player from this tab, whatever player you want. You need a lot of GPs for very good players, like Mbappe, for instance. You want to build a team around them. You can go around like that, but I would recommend you every single week. This game is based off real football, which is why we like this game so much.
It's so nice, it's so nice.
Every Thursday, Konami is updating the condition of the players. As you can see, I built this team to fit this criteria, and I have Chilwell, Grealish, Rodri, Modric, Pavard, I have Gabriel Magalhaes, I have Dybala in A condition. That means that this week, or actually previous week, they were performing so well that Konami decided we are giving them A condition. Prior to the game, before the game starts, these players will be getting either blue arrow or a green arrow, which means that before the game, their stats will be a little bit boosted, they'll be performing better, they'll be gelling together better, and overall, you'll be feeling very good about those players. Very simple principle how you should be building a team. So before you even start building a team, make sure that you're building a team around the condition, players who have a good condition first and foremost. So you switch between the conditions, clicking on this arrow or this icon on the right, and you see there are players that they have B condition, which is good too, but I would prefer starting with A condition players. I have Vinicius, Kvaratskhelia, as you can see over here. These are the players that can be entering my team, but they are not really fitting this formation. Now the question is, which formation you should be playing? Which playstyle you should be playing? I like experimenting with formation, but my main idea when building a team is to see how I can play possession football, because that's what I like. Even though this formation is quick counter, that's why you see playstyle is not on 100, not all players are trained to quick counter. By default, some are lacking a little bit of playstyle proficiency, but regardless, I'm using the rule of triangles to build the passing sequences in this team, even in quick counter, and I can evade opponent's pressure. And I have a lot of players with good skill abilities, like double touch on Grealish, double touch on Modric, double touch on Dybala, double touch on Mbappe. All of these players can do skill moves, which is very useful. And they can also have like one additional way to escape players double pressuring you. So this is very useful too. And I'm tired of playing 4-3. I want to play this formation. And this is a rare formation. So how do you get this formation? This is a very particular formation. You can't really choose it from this list. Like, you can choose formation. There's a lot of formations. Basic formations are working fine, but sometimes you want, a little bit of a spice. So this formation is acquired extras, user information, and dream team. So from here, and I'm recording this, as of now, you can get this formation. Maybe in 1 week, this formation will be gone. So make sure you're following my videos and claiming the formation and saving them. I'll be showing you the way you can save the formations in the future. I'm clicking on the manager, which is Sidesler, which is the best manager for quick counter. Why I'm using quick counter for this exact formation, I'll be explaining in a second. But I'm changing information and I click on default. If I had any different formation before, I would be getting exactly this formation. As you can see, Grealish has been switched to center midfielder by default. I can change him to attacking midfielder. These right and left midfielders also can be playing as a center midfielders, which is also good because it gives you additional coverage for defense. But this is how I assign the manager and how I'm saving this manager. Imagine if I'm changing the formation on this team, I will be losing that access to that rare formation that is gone. That's why Konami is giving you an ability to have 10 teams. And that's why I'm using different, really weird formation like this 4-4, a very desired formation for many. It has been available for a short, brief period of time, like half a year ago. Some people claimed and saved that, some people overrode their basic formation over this one. This is the game plan, which I will never be changing, because I don't want to lose access to this formation, just in case I want to play this 4-4, even though it is not really optimal for playing online games. So there you go. This is how you're changing and saving the formations. How exactly I am getting the idea which playstyle is fitting the formation. So imagine I'm claiming that Paraguay formation and I'm like, oh, interesting. So what do I do with this formation? I like the way players are being positioned. It's pretty much 4-3-1-2, like a lot of people have been abusing that in past game. But it's a little bit different, so I wanted to give it a try. It has the affinity to long ball, so long ball works very well. But at the same time, when you check the possession game, long ball counter, and quick counter, this manager has the best ability to play quick counter. This is how I'm gathering the idea that quick counter would be good with this formation. I mean, there are pro players who can disregard everything and play even possession game with this one. I saw people commenting that they have troubles playing possession game with this one, and I wasn't really finding it that easy playing possession game with this formation too. So this is how, if I'm getting a custom formation, this is how I'm getting the idea of which playstyle I'm gonna be playing. Now, for different playstyles, players will be behaving differently. For instance, if you have like offensive fullbacks, like Zinchenko for instance, he'll be making runs, and if you're playing quick counter, he'll be making runs straight away. You get the ball with the defender, you retrieve the ball, for instance. Zinchenko is making a darting run, and Chilwell is making darting run in front. And that can pose a problem for you to play short passes, because they'll be probably very easily cut out. And that is the problem with quick counter. All of you players are trying to make runs when you get the possession of the ball, because that is the basic principle of quick counter. Players are trying to go behind the fence. They're waiting for you to deliver the ball. And sometimes I'm finding it difficult to control those players manually, just to wait for them to create good opening, and I'm losing possession. So that's the downside of quick counter. For out wide, if I'm playing this in out wide formation, that means that these players will be pretty much kissing the sidelines. And what I do is, when I get the possession with the ball over here, I pass to my right midfielder. If I'm really being pressured here on this corner, I just switch the ball to the left, and there is pretty much nobody covering that zone. And I find it very fun ping pong the ball from right to left until I get that opening for my winger, and there you go. Then I cross the ball or like cut inside and take a shot with my inverted winger. This is the out wide, but playstyle possession is the easiest, and I would suggest all beginners doing that, even though it takes a lot of time to master. It's like one of those things that it's easier to understand, but it's hard to master. Possession playstyle with this formation might be working too, but you can choose 4-3, 4-2-1, 3, 4-1-2-3. There are different formations that I would suggest using. I made a lot of videos, like I have separate playlist on formations where I'm explaining how you should be using them. I will be linking that, of course, in the description. So you change the formation, that's how you get the formation you want. Another important aspect of building a team is when you are, for instance, when you like playing possession game, you probably would want to have at least one orchestrator in your team and someone to defend, defensive midfielder as an anchorman. So this is the playstyles of the players. For instance, Modric is my orchestrator over here, you can see, and my Rodri is my anchorman. So anchorman helps to drop down, and he's kind of covering, making this back four, back five if needed, and he's really good in this game. I imagine I'm using his base card over my Rijkaard, who is also an orchestrator, and I can use the Rijkaard if I want to. That would be two orchestrators, nothing wrong about that. Grealish is creative playmaker. He is, for some reason, he's overpowered, a broken card. I really like it. And another creative playmaker in Chilwell. You can play, of course, anyone else, like Son, for instance. He's also in A condition. Nothing wrong with that. And he's a roaming flank, I believe. You can have one orchestrator, one box-to-box player, and one anchorman. You can have, instead of box-to-box, you can have a whole player. You can have a creative playmaker. It's up to you. But I really like to have orchestrators and anchormans as a defensive midfielders, because I don't know, it's just the game, it works like that. It has been like that for a while. So there you go. In defense, if I'm playing not really aggressive, I don't have destroyers in my defensive midfielder. Like there is no Declan Rice, for instance, as a destroyer in defensive midfielder position. I want to have a destroyer in one of my defenders. So there's destroyer in Magalhaes. He's also left-footed, so I like to have a left-footed defender on the left, like the center back, and right-footed center back on the right. Sergio Ramos is extra frontman, although I mean, I would recommend you getting a build-up over here. Speaking about goalkeepers, like choose the one that you like. A tall goalkeeper is good. Speaking about strikers, it's good. Overall, it's good when your midfielders and strikers have one-touch passing skill, which is also very important. Short passes, one-touch passes is very good for possession playstyle. Even in quick counter, you're using one-touch passing skill. So my Grealish has one-touch passing, my Rodri has one-touch passing, Rijkaard has one-touch passing, Modric has one-touch passing. Unfortunately, Son doesn't, but I think Chilwell has one-touch passing too, which is nice. This is how you're building a team with A-condition players, and that is why every single time Konami is dropping new packs. And imagine you have bought a player, or like actually you claim the coins from the event, you completed an event, you logged in, you got yourself 100 coins. How are you spending these 100 coins? If you're going through that free-to-play. By the way, I'm doing free-to-play just because you asked, you vote on my poll, just wanted me to go around this season at least and build my team like that so that you can follow along and maybe just have just as much fun as I'm having. It's miserable fun, but I'm joking. Actually, it's really fun. You're looking forward to improving your team piece by piece instead of like buying the best players outright. Trying to bring your attention to the Players of the Week pack, first and foremost for that A condition thing, because every single time Konami brings the Players of the Week pack, not only the players are sometimes really good, like the selection over here this week is actually very decent, but also because you're buying a player that for the whole week will be, at least for the whole week, you can use him and he'll be in that A condition, he'll be performing very well for you, let alone having like better stats. If you wonder how competent am I about what I'm talking about, I have zero clue what I'm talking about. I was in Division 1, I just don't want to go there anymore just because of the tryhards, and I want to review players more than I want to play in Division 1, so I'm playing in like Division 3, sometimes I'm getting to Division 2 by the end of the cycle. I just don't really even try to get there. Sometimes I'm losing games on purpose. I played a few games, I was lucky enough to get matched with top 1k rank opponents, and the videos are on my channel, the outcomes are on my channel too, so you're welcome, more than welcome to check that out and be the judge of my skill. Well, anyway, if you're a beginner, I think there are some few good pointers that helped you, and I think people asking me what playstyle do I use, why these players, why this formation doesn't work for that playstyle. Now I hope all of these questions are answered. Hope this video was useful for you, and if you want to support the channel, you can become a Legends Club member. The links are in the description. Click the join button. Hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll see you next time. Peace!